สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to Morning Thailand อวรรณสอนเครือหงส์
And I'm Thananapat Noyueng. Good morning. You're now tuning into the morning news program here on the MCOT World Channel live on Thursday, November the 28th, 2013.
Now, of course, Kun Fai, yesterday a lot of things happened.
Of course.
It has been quite, I would say, a rough week. It's quite intense because the demonstration here in the capital is pretty much at this point expanded the area.
Spreads across the capital.
Exactly. And plus in the provinces as well. Yesterday there has been a lot of reports on that. However, that would be obviously on the later half of the show because we're going to focus on the political issues right then and there. However, at this time, just to start your day off, due to the fact that obviously the December the 5th is coming up and that's our His Majesty the King's birthday celebration as well. Now they say that there has been a report, a good news really, yesterday that the two companies has joined hand. One of them is actually the company A&E company that actually produce History Channel, a lot of documentaries and such. And yesterday they joined hands and made a press announcement at the Siam Paragon. They say that the STG Multimedia Company, along with the A&E Network Asia, has actually made a press announcement talking about the important documentary that will be aired on December the 5th. Now they say that this particular documentary is going to showcase His Majesty the King's a lot of work in terms of trying to improve the Thai people's livelihood and such. Now, this is in time to celebrate His Majesty the King 86th birthday as well. They say that Alan Hodges of the A&E Network Asia has came out and talked about the fact that there are a lot of important things that has been said and done for His Majesty in this particular documentary. And of course, like I have said before, there has been a talk about a lot of works and projects that His Majesty the King has been doing for the past over 60 years that he was in the throne. And they say that the History Channel will air this particular documentary is going to be about 45 minutes long at this point. Of course, it will be dubbed in English as well as in Thai so that both Thai audience, as well as the English-speaking audiences would be able to view this. It will be at the History Channel at 9 p.m. on December the 5th. So watch out for that. Obviously, we're going to probably get to see a lot of interesting projects and such, and the stories behind His Majesty the King's hard work and such. All right, apart from that, another interesting things related to this particular case is also Kun Suntaya Kun Ploom, the Minister of the Culture Ministry, actually also made a press announcement at Siam Paragon talking about the exhibition to showcase His Majesty the King's work, and to celebrate the December the 5th as well. And this will actually be from December the 1st all the way to the 8th at Siam Paragon. And they say that this is at the Park Paragon and it will take place from 5 to 9 p.m. There will be various activities and these involve various countries as well in ASEAN nation because they say that at this point they are trying to showcase His Majesty the King as the greatest, I guess, the arts in terms of his arts, his artistry, his music as well. So it will be almost two different showcase of His Majesty the King's hard work and such.
And talents.
Exactly. So the first half for the History Channel will showcase various projects that he has been doing since the beginning, as well as at the Park Paragon that will be showcasing more or less of his talent in terms of music, in terms of arts and such. So if you get a chance to perhaps, in the area, in the capital at the time, Siam Paragon is the place to be from the 1st
for
to
the
the 8th.
exhibition.
Exactly, from 5 to 9 p.m. But if not, History Channel, December the 5th at 9 p.m. as well. So make sure that you tune in.
Obviously, the beginning of December was the time the Thai people really love, because not only it's the beginning of the festive season, but also the country will be adorned with a lot of pictures of His Majesty the King and also the decorations, and we love that.
And don't forget, it's also Father's Day. It's different
right.
from the rest of the world. So if you on this particular day, you can actually say to your dad, I love you, and celebrate it as well.
And of course, now I have some more good news here, especially for farmers and ESP for para rubber farmers in the south, because there will be another attempt in order to promote your local produce here. Because yesterday, Kun Wimon Chantaro Thai, the Deputy Minister of the Agriculture and Agricultural Cooperatives, had held a press conference announcing that they are organizing an event to promote para rubber trade in Thailand. The event has been called Bueng Karn Para Rubber Fair 2013. And of course, it will be hosted by Bueng Karn, the 77th province of Thailand in the northeastern region. In organizing this particular event, the Agriculture Ministry has joined hands with various ministries, including the Sports and Tourism Ministry and the Commerce Ministry and the government's Farmers Bank, and also various private companies as well. Para Rubber Trade Fair 2013 will take place during November the 12th. December, right? Not November. December 12th to the 15th at Bueng Karn Provincial Hall, with various activities planned relating to the para rubber, including the exhibition on how you can grow the para rubber and the process all along until you can sell them, the competition of tapping latex from the para rubber trees, and there will be a demonstration in
Really?
Yes.
That's an interesting.
And a contest.
Yes.
And also the class that teach you how to create income from para rubber plantation. There will be a MasterChef competition as well. Also the cooking demonstration. And what people love more is the trade fair selling the OTOP products, and also entertainment, including concerts of many folk singers starting from the 12th until the 15th. Kun Chalothorn Phako, the governor of Bueng Karn province, revealed that this particular fair is part of the government's project in order to promote Bueng Karn province as Thailand's para rubber industry hub. And as it is located on the edge of Thailand's border, they expect a number of visitors from neighboring countries, including Laos, Cambodia, and Vietnam. So a lot of people are expected to join this particular event. Wow.
That's a lot of.
To the 15, 4 days.
Okay. Well, despite the fact that there's a lot of demonstration and such, these kind of projects are still quite useful in terms of trying to create a little bit more income. All right, moving on to another interesting case, though, is the case about the floodway, because this is related to the water management project that the government was proposing, and this is going to be part of that 2 trillion baht loan bills as well. That's one of the projects, one of the biggest projects, I would say. Now, of course, at this time, due to the fact that all these projects, if it will be done, it needs to have the environmental impact assessments or EIA, and part of the EIA is you needs to have the public participation part or public hearings. So yesterday at 9 a.m. At the Ratchaburi หมู่บ้านจอมบึง University, there has been public hearings. This is in Jom Bueng district of Ratchaburi province. Now, this particular public hearing is talking about the floodway that was supposed to be in the Ratchaburi province itself. They say that this particular project obviously has get quite a bit of interest from a lot of the participants in the area, and these are drawing a lot of people that coming in. Okay, so that is Ratchaburi บ้านจอมบึง University. Okay, they say that at this point a lot of at this point the estimate that they say yesterday was about over 10,000 of the participants went in to this particular hearing. Obviously, you can see, I don't think that they actually prepared for this amount of people, but they say that they are coming from every district to listen to what the representatives of the government have to say about this particular project. Now, they say that due to the fact that I guess a lot of people are opposing this particular project, there has been a whistleblowing, there has been a lot of the opposing in terms of laying wreath.
Yeah.
We do that a lot, just to show our opposition. Is almost like having a funeral for this particular project, as well as burning of coffins with the name of Kun Prasop Surasawadi on it. And it seems like our minister has getting quite a bit of a hard time because he's the one that heading all this water management project. However, they say that the person that heading this particular public hearing is Kun Attapot Wong Phung Chai, who is a professor from Chiang Mai University. And they say that all was well because everybody was listening to it, to what the representatives have to say, talking about this particular project, until Kun Achara Ratanakasin, one of the representatives from the people who love Maeklong Rivers network, actually started to question deeper into the details of the project, and the representatives ended up could not really answer it. And that's create quite a bit of, I would say, stir to this particular public hearing. So a lot of people were pretty much yelling, booing, and such. However, they did admit, the representatives finally admitted that, of course, they did not have that much detail covered, but they requested almost a consensus from this particular hearing. But of course, with this amount of people and with this intense opposition to the project itself, when it's times to vote whether or not they accept the project, they ended up, a lot of people were actually raised their hand opposing it. So obviously they did not quite get a consent on this particular project. But in Chayapum province, there are also the similar things that took place in terms of public hearing at the Ratchapat Chayapum University. And they say that public hearings is on the same topic as well. And this is involved the Chi River. And they say that this would actually impact the Upper Chi Dam as well as Yang Nadi Dam as well. They say that these for Chayapum, the number of participants is in thousands, not 10,000s. But still, they say that there are quite a bit of people that opposing, but it's still more or less not as intense as the one in the Ratchaburi itself, because in Chayapum, they say that there's supporters and there's the people that against it. So at this point, I would say that it's safe to say that in Ratchaburi, that's not a success. A lot of people are opposing this particular floodway project, but the government will probably have to look into more details. I think at this time, a lot of concern is that they cannot really answer in terms of the potential impact that it could create to a lot of people. And if they could answer that and perhaps study a little bit more details, who knows?
Well, for this particular project, it has been held by the local provincial hall or by the order from the government?
Well, this one is actually has to be done anyway by the government because Kun Prasop Surasawadi is the one that heading the entire project, right? Right now, the government has to, because technically it's a project that's supposed to be done, proposed by the government.
Yes.
So they have to have this public hearing.
So that means we're going to see more
there has been quite a bit
referendum
in various parts of the countries already.
All right.
But I guess these two made the headlines today because it was just so many people and, it's almost get violence at one point.
So sooner or later, we're going to know, right?
No,
what the country
exactly.
thinks about that.
Exactly.
Now, moving on to some more updates. Yesterday, I believe you talked about the discovery of a...
Kun Bo talk about baby
dead
elephant,
yes,
right?
of course, that has been recovered in Kaeng Krachan National Park in Phetchaburi province. And earlier, we believe that the cause of its death was from the bee stings. However, following an autopsy yesterday and a press conference, the veterinarians revealed that they found traces of bullets, 16 bullets altogether in its thigh, and a .20 11 millimeters.
Kidding.
Millimeters bullet at some places near its liver, so inside its body. They believe that, however, it's unlikely that would be the cause of its death, because doctors said that from the signs of recovery in the internal wound.
Okay.
They said that the elephant might have been shot like quite a while ago, so they have not ruled out the bee sting caused yet.
Right.
They have still have to collect other evidences, including the DNA from its ear, to find the traces whether it was killed by bee sting. And also, they have collected a tissue in its liver to see if the elephant has consumed some specific chemicals leading to its death. They said that the investigation might take around 1 to 2 weeks to know, because from the traces, the internal wounds inside its body, the bullets might not have been the cause, because they haven't found the suspicious or the fatal wound inside its body.
Okay. Well, still scary nonetheless that this baby elephant has to live with the bullet inside it for quite a while before, the bee sting.
Well, they said it might have survived the bullets,
Yeah, that's
the
true.
shots, and it was, as
That's
you can
scary.
say.
All right, let's take a short break. But then when we come back, of course, the updates on demonstrations. And like I said, it did intensify a lot yesterday. So please stay tuned.